Hello and thanks for stopping by. If you're a new subscriber, karibu to my kitchen space. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you haven't subscribed, consider hitting the subscribe button below here and let's grow the family. So today we are going to be baking a very simple orange cake that is very tasty and effortless to make. And without further ado, let's get right into the ingredients.
Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
So I'll start by working on my wet ingredients, and I'm going to be using a blender today, and this is to show you how effortless this cake is in terms of baking. So I'm going to start with my wet ingredients and I'm going to throw in my 2 eggs. Then I'll add in my sugar and my melted margarine, and this is how I melted my margarine. And at this point this margarine is not hot, it has already cooled, and that's what we want. So I'll also cut my orange into very small slices, and I'm using this seedless orange. As you can also notice, I have another piece of orange right there, but we are not using that right now. That orange, we are going to use it for the juices, just in case we need to smoothen our batter. We'll go in with that orange juice instead of adding plain water. Also, for this recipe, it's not advisable to use milk. Okay, there's no harm in using oranges and milk in one recipe, but there are other recipes that it is very dangerous to use milk and some fruit. I'll also go in with my oil and my spices. Then I'm going to blend this for about 2 to 3 minutes till it forms a very smooth batter. So at this point it is ready. Also, as you can notice, there's some bits of orange peels, but that should not worry you. So I'll proceed to mix my flour. I'll sift my flour. These are about 2 glasses of self-raising flour, and I'll sift this. Yeah, so this is what I want to get rid of. And then I'll go in with my butter, and then I'll mix this. So at this point you should not worry about over mixing or under mixing. Just stir this till it forms a very smooth batter. But if at all you do not like the consistency, if you want it a little bit lighter, you can go in with your orange. You just squeeze about 3 to 4 tablespoons of orange juice, and that will add to some sweetness. So as you can see, this is a very effortless cake to bake because it only takes about 4 minutes and you're done preparing everything. So at this point I'll just go in with some orange juice. So our batter is ready. As you can also notice, the orange peels zimesaidia ku deepen the color, as you can see. And now I'm going to put this in my baking tin, and I'll bake this for about 40 to 45 minutes at 170 degrees. Also, remember the hack that I told you about eyeballing your ingredients. You can always test your butter before you start baking it. this particular batter inakuanga tamu sana because the oranges were seedless and they were very juicy, and this is just the perfect recipe for this orange cake. So I'll tap this to remove the big air bubbles, then I'll proceed to bake it. So people, we've come to the end of today's episode, and as you can see, baking this particular cake was very easy, very simple, and now it's time to give it a taste test. So as you can see, this cake is very moist. It's very moist, such that you do not need an accompaniment of a drink, and unaweza ikula tu hivyo kavu na hutanyongwa. Also the cinnamon that I added imeongeza utamu pia and I think you should just try this recipe. So you should try out this recipe for this December, and I promise you won't regret. It's very tasty, it's very yummy, it's very delicious, and so try this recipe and let me know how it goes for you. That's for me, it's a bye-bye from my side. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Also share with a friend, share with a neighbor, share with a colleague. Just share, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.